Today is my 29th birthday, January 15th, 2026. And I'm still just figuring my life out, to be completely honest with you guys. And I wanted to make this video for anybody else that might be feeling like there's all this pressure to figure things out, like you're supposed to have it figured out by, by your late 20s or early 30s or wherever the fuck you are. It doesn't even matter. Like it's all just arbitrary. And yeah, I'm just going to sit in that energy and just like talk about how insanely arbitrary it is and how all of that's just made up. And this also video is also just, for me to maybe one day look back on and just kind of see where I was at in life. And yeah, so thanks for clicking on this video. I hope you stay through it. I hope you learn something. I hope you just feel good about where you're at in life, because like I said, like I have no idea what the fuck's going on with my life. Like I this past year was a crazy year for me. Um I moved to Peru. Like that's insane. I never in my life thought that would happen. So I moved to Peru from the United States, kind of just on a whim. Like there was no actual plan other than move to Peru and figure it out and just live life. And for the last couple years now, I haven't been working a corporate job. Um, but I went to college. I thought that like working for tech startups was going to be my life, and I was so excited about it. Like if you look at me back then and like ask me, like I was genuinely so excited and amped on it. Like I'm gonna change the world and make $1 billion with a tech startup. And then when I was 25 years old, that's when I first went to Peru, in the jungle though, not here in the Sacred Valley, and did ayahuasca, and then realized that I didn't give one fuck about that. um, yeah, I didn't care. I was making all the money I wanted to make at that point. I wasn't making like an insane amount, but I was making six figures and could do whatever I wanted monetarily, but I couldn't do whatever I wanted with my time. And like that was the biggest issue. So like that became sort of the new problem that I was trying to solve, is how do I take control of my time? And as I took control of my time, then the money started to, I started to make a lot less money. So then I couldn't do as much. And so it's been this whole, back and forth kind of cat and mouse game of figuring out like, how do I have freedom with my time and then yet also have enough money to then do the things that I also want to do, like to be able to travel, to be able to invest in myself and my businesses, and you know have the experiences that I want to have, while also being able to live where I want to live and like enjoy life. Like right now, to be honest, I literally do not make enough money to live in the United States if I wanted to. I make enough to live here in Peru, which is like, 2 grand a month. That's where I'm currently at. So I'm currently trying to build that up. And yeah, last year was, again, crazy. My partner and I, we moved in together, which we were not living together when we lived in the United States. So that was a big change. And, my job right now, what I do like social media management and like video editing for people. And then, I also have my own YouTube channel here. Last year, I started doing stand-up comedy, which is kind of crazy when I really think about it. Like, I feel like that's what I'm most excited about in my life right now, is like pulling on that thread and seeing where that takes me. Like, it's been something I've always wanted to do in the back of my mind. And it took me until last year during an ayahuasca ceremony that it just kept coming up. And like, I couldn't deny that was something I wanted to try any longer. And now I've tried it quite a few times, and it's so much fun. It's so difficult, but it's so rewarding, and it's one of my favorite things right now, at least. um, that I'm just experimenting with. Like I don't, my mind immediately goes to when I try something new, and like I feel like a lot of people are like this. Like when you try something new like that, you're already thinking ahead to like, okay, well, like how am I then going to turn this into a career? How am I going to make money with this one day? We're like, there's just no need to do that. There's no need to do that at all. One sec, this is kind of out. So yeah, right now I'm just having fun with that. And yeah, I don't know. I look at a lot of my friends right now, like a lot of my peers, and they're, like they have sort of a career. They have like a set path, or they're like working towards climbing some arbitrary corporate ladder. Um, and I don't know. I know that that's not for me. Like I've figured out enough to know that I'm never going to be happy doing that. And I figured that out pretty early, which I'm pretty happy about. But then as far as like, what is my passion? What is my purpose? What do I want to do for the rest of my life? I have literally no clue. I might not ever know. I might just keep changing every single year for the rest of my life. And maybe that's the point. But there are certain people that will make me feel ashamed for that. And maybe there are people in your life too that would make you feel ashamed for that. And so, hopefully you're here with me and you can hear me talk and realize that there's no need to feel shame. Like anybody that would make you feel bad for choosing that path is because they probably wish that that's the path that they would have chosen, but they didn't. So they want to keep somebody else there so they can feel better about themselves. And it's not even like on purpose. Like they're not doing it to be a dick. They're doing it to like protect their own ego, which does suck, but it's nothing to be taken personally. So yeah, here I am, 29 years old today, still just figuring it out, still figuring life out. And that's okay. Every time that I work with plant medicine, or, I'm going through any sort of like difficult emotions or feeling like I'm not where I'm supposed to be, it always comes back to how can I love myself more deeply in each present moment for exactly who I am and exactly where I am. And I don't think that ever changes throughout our lives, regardless of where we are or what we're doing. The answer to how do we live a better and fuller life always just comes back to how do you love yourself more deeply in this moment right now? How do you accept yourself for who you are, for all of your flaws, for all of your mistakes, for all of the parts of yourself that you are ashamed of, all of the things you've done that you feel guilty about in your life, all of the regrets that you have. How do you love yourself for all of that? Like not in spite of all of that, it's for all of that. Like that is what's made you who you are. And when you do love yourself more fully and more deeply, that's when you can actually start to really let those things go and let those parts of yourself go that are maybe keeping you stuck, that are maybe keeping you in a job that you don't want to have, in a relationship that you don't want to be in a city that you don't want to live in anymore, in a specific place. So, if you can learn to love yourself for where you're at right now, I think life always gets a little bit brighter after that. And it's something I'm still working on. It's something I'm always working on, and it's something that I will continue to work on throughout the rest of my life. And I'm just, I have to just keep getting okay with that. That it's not like, okay, I love myself right now. Okay, like on to the next. It's like, no, now we're gonna throw this shit at you and see if you can still fucking love yourself. So I think that's the most important thing ever. It's the most important thing to me right now is still, I think, settling into the fact that that is like my life's journey is just that. And it's not any deeper than that. It doesn't need to be any more meaningful than that. Like, we're the ones that place the meaning on the things that we do in our life. Nothing has inherent meaning by itself. And if I can help others do the same, that's pretty cool too. By just making a little video and some random person finding this, that's awesome. Like, it really is. Sometimes I get down on myself because I make these videos and they have like, 50 views or something like that. But like, that's 50 people that watch this and maybe one of them got inspired. And if that's all that happens, man, that's pretty damn cool. If one random person that I never would have met before can feel a little bit better about themselves, can love themselves more deeply, can accept themselves a little bit more, like, that's pretty awesome. And the reason why I love stand-up comedy right now, and I think love it in general, is like, I think laughter is one of the best medicines ever. Like, that's obviously not the first person to say that, but like, it is so true. And to be able to share laughter with somebody, to just make somebody kind of like, put their guards down and just laugh, like, it's so cool. It's the coolest thing ever. I love laughing, in case you can't tell. And like, so many of my plant medicine ceremonies, I mean, I've probably sat in like 100 different ceremonies at this point. I've at least done psychedelics at least 100 times, whether they were ceremonial or not, that's another question. But and like, what I remember from most of them is the times where I was just uncontrollably laughing at my own predicament, at my own fears, at my own self-judgment, laughing at like the whole joke of the universe of like taking this shit so seriously when it just doesn't need that energy at all. Like, that's the stuff that I love. And you don't need to sit with plant medicine to experience that type of laughter. To laugh at the things we're not supposed to laugh at. I don't think there's anything in life that you're not supposed to laugh at. So yeah, I think this year, 29, I'd like to laugh even more. I'd like to laugh when I feel like I'm not supposed to laugh, when I am taking things a little too seriously, when I am down on myself. How can I still laugh in those moments? Like, how can I find something that's funny and like find the joy that's there? Because it always is. And I put all of the pressure on myself to be in a certain place, but none of that pressure is inherently there. Like, it's all my own mind. And it's good to have goals and it's good to have things that you're aspiring towards, but like, if you then become so attached to it, like, it becomes this kind of like monster that's not even, like, it's not serving a real purpose at that point. I just want to experience life for what it has to offer. And yeah, there's no set time in which anything has to be figured out. So just enjoying the process of figuring it out, knowing that I'm going to be fine, and trusting that I'm going to be fine and I'm going to get the help that I need when I need it. The teacher's going to come when I stop looking, when I just, settle into chopping wood and carrying water. If you don't know that expression, I love it. Before enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. After enlightenment, chop wood, carry water. Nothing changes. It's just the way that you go about doing things that changes. The way you go about experiencing life, that's the thing that changes. But as far as the day-to-day actions, the daily habits that you build, none of that changes. It's all the same. Like, there's, we get so obsessed with these like peak experiences, like this, like, climbing the mountain and going into the depths and doing all that. But like, that's 1% of it. Most of it's waking up, brushing your teeth, making food, going to the gym, doing your work, enjoying your relationships, building new relationships, and trying new things. Also too, like, I think as people get older, they're less and less likely to try new things. They get so like ingrained with the patterns that they've already created for themselves that they're unwilling to go out and try something new. Like it's scary. They're scared of judgment from other people. They're scared of judgment from themselves. And there's no age in which you need to stop trying new things. You can literally try new things when you're fucking 90. Like there's no rules. All the rules are made up. And it's up to us to see that and then choose to realize that maybe the rules that we feel are in place aren't actually there. And so we can just choose to do whatever we want, no matter how old we are, no matter what we've done in the past. Today is always a new day to change your story and start writing a new one. And the cool thing about where I'm at right now is I don't feel like I need to write a brand new story anymore. 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I did. But now, no, this is a pretty cool story. I'm gonna keep writing this one and see where it goes. I mean, it was all the same story to begin with, but yeah. So if you're out there watching this, listening, and you feel like you're supposed to be somewhere else right now, just know that you're not, and know that it is completely fine. There's not some arbitrary age in which it all has to be figured out. There aren't milestones you need to hit by a certain time. Like it's all your life, and we all have our own unique path. And it all comes back to how much can you love and accept yourself in each moment along that path. So those are the words that I'm going to leave you with today. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. Please, it would mean so much if you were to subscribe, drop a like, drop a comment. Join the community I'm building on Patreon. It's completely free. If you do want to support me financially, you can also do that on Patreon as well. And share this with somebody who you think would enjoy hearing it. That's really my biggest ask today. So thanks for coming on this journey with me. I love you all. Much love. I'll see you next video.